Hello, dear viewer. Today, I will explain love completely. This is good news for you because love has been confusing people for thousands of years, and I have now solved it in under 10 minutes. You're welcome. Many people believe love is emotional. This is incorrect. Love is actually a system, a poorly labeled one. Once you understand the system, everything becomes clear, including why you keep choosing the same person in a different font. Let's begin. First, you must understand attraction. Attraction is not about compatibility, values, or shared goals. Attraction is about familiarity. If someone feels strangely familiar within the first 5 minutes, that is not a warning sign. That is destiny knocking softly and saying, "We've made mistakes before. Let's do it again." If you feel calm around someone, be cautious. If you feel anxious, alert, and slightly unwell, congratulations. Your body recognizes chaos, and chaos feels like home. Next, communication. People say communication is key in love. This is true, but only partially. Effective communication means saying just enough to avoid resolution. For example, when asked how you feel, respond with, "It's fine." This keeps the relationship dynamic and allows both parties to imagine several incorrect meanings. Tone is also important. Say loving things in a neutral tone so no one feels secure. Security is boring. Confusion keeps love awake. Now let's discuss texting. Texting is where modern love truly thrives. If someone takes too long to respond, they are either busy or emotionally distant. Assume the second one. If they respond immediately, they are either interested or have nothing going on. Assume the second one. Either way, you should worry. Punctuation matters. A period is aggressive. No punctuation is dismissive. An emoji is suspicious. Multiple emojis indicate instability. Read everything carefully, especially the things that were never meant. Now, boundaries. Boundaries are very important in love. This means knowing exactly what you will tolerate, communicating none of it clearly, and becoming quietly resentful when those boundaries are crossed. If someone asks you what your boundaries are, say, "I don't really have any." This creates mystery and future arguments. Let's move on to commitment. Commitment does not mean choosing someone every day. That sounds exhausting. Commitment means staying because leaving would require explaining things. If you are thinking about leaving but decide to wait until after the weekend, you are deeply committed. Long-term love is not about passion. It is about shared exhaustion. When both people are too tired to argue, that is stability. Now, conflict. Conflict is inevitable in love. When conflict arises, do not address it immediately. Immediate resolution removes the opportunity to replay the argument in your head later while showering. Instead, say, "I just need some space," and then think about it constantly. When revisiting the argument, focus on what you should have said. These imaginary versions of yourself are very persuasive and always win. If you do confront the issue, start with, "I'm not trying to argue, but..." This signals peace while preparing for emotional escalation. Let's talk about love languages. People say there are 5 love languages. This is misleading. There are actually 2: the way you want to be loved and the way you refuse to ask for it. If someone is loving you incorrectly, do not guide them. Let them guess. Love is a test, and tests are better when no one knows the rules. Now, intimacy. Intimacy is not about closeness. It is about timing. Specifically, choosing the worst possible moment to open up emotionally. For example, right before bed, during a workday, or in the middle of a casual conversation about groceries. If you share something vulnerable and the other person doesn't respond perfectly, remember this moment forever. Trust is next. Trust means believing someone until they give you a reason not to, then continuing to believe them while quietly preparing for disappointment. This balance is essential. If you feel jealous, do not address it directly. Instead, become casually curious. Ask questions that sound innocent but are emotionally loaded. For example, "Who's that?" Or, "Oh, you talk to them a lot?" Now let's discuss breakups. Breakups are simply love reaching its final form. When a relationship ends, it was not a failure. It was a lesson. a lesson you will ignore the next time you meet someone who feels familiar. After a breakup, it is important to say you are focusing on yourself. This means doing exactly the same things, but with slightly more self-awareness and significantly more late-night thinking. Healing is not linear. Some days you feel fine. Some days a song ruins your afternoon. This is progress. Eventually, you will decide you are ready to love again. This usually happens right before you meet someone who will test that theory. And finally, self-love. Self-love is very important. This means forgiving yourself for past choices while actively repeating similar patterns. Be gentle with yourself. Growth takes time, especially when you are comfortable. So, what is love? Love is not clarity. Love is not certainty. Love is confidence mixed with confusion, repeated over time. If it feels simple, you are missing something. If it feels complicated, you are doing it correctly. And there you have it. Love explained. You're welcome.